Dragon Ball Z has a bit of a reputation for dragging things out just a little bit. The most infamous example of this is the notorious 5 minutes on Namek, where a multi-episode, multi-hour length fight between Goku and Frieza was supposedly taking place within the span of only 5 minutes. A preposterous statement considering the fact that this fight is the longest in all of Dragon Ball history. So how to make sense of any of this? Well, beautiful friends, I have taken up the task, although it might be impossible to completely make sense of 5 minutes taking place within a couple hours. But first, let's start with Frieza's statement. Frieza attempts to destroy planet Namek as he has done in the past. He unfortunately for him fails, but then declares soon afterwards that the planet is still going to be destroyed within 5 minutes. Many people take Frieza's 5-minute statement as a point of absolute fact, when of course in reality it's probably just a good guess to when the planet is actually going to meet its end. Now, just because Frieza's statement isn't 100% precise doesn't mean that it's completely off. Obviously, it's within the ballpark of 5 minutes, not 5 days, so we do have the time span that we need. But something many people forget is that during the fight, Frieza does add in an extra 2 minutes to his previous prediction. Frieza doesn't have a stopwatch with him to know the precise time, but obviously 5 minutes or so into the fight, Frieza does say that the planet is still going to blow up in about 2 minutes. So that gives us about 7 minutes or so of time that this fight is supposed to be taking place in. And I'll have to say that as far as all the fighting is concerned, all the punches, the kicks, the blows, and energy blasts and energy clashes, this fight could easily take place within 5 minutes. It's a point that many other people have said before, but obviously Dragon Ball characters move at extremely high speeds, so obviously we're not seeing them at the, I guess you would say, quote-unquote real-time speed, because if we were, we wouldn't be able to see them with a human eye, as many times in the series, characters have had trouble just seeing some of these fights with their naked eye. Ergo, if it's a problem for them, and they're a Dragon Ball character, it would most definitely be a problem for us, just us mere normal mortal humans. So as far as the fisticuffs, all of that could definitely take place within 5 minutes, which is a good thing because the bulk of this material is just that. It's Goku and Frieza fighting for hours and hours and hours on end. So that covers most of the content. However, there is another good portion of content that is not accounted for, and that is the dialogue, the talking. It's pretty obvious that if you add up all the dialogue that is supposed to take place within this time period of 5 minutes, it will obviously clock in at more than 5 minutes long. One solution to this is that obviously many of these conversations are taking place at the same time, and we're only shown to them in sequence because we obviously can't be shown 2 ongoing conversations at the same time because it would be extremely confusing and disorienting to the viewer. And while that definitely can apply to a lot of the conversations during the Goku versus Frieza fight, especially when conversations are taking place on Earth or on King Kai's planet Namek, that can definitely apply. But it's also clear that many of these conversations lead into one another, and therefore they could have not been taking place at the same time. And also there's just the brute fact that only them talking to each other will add up longer than 5 minutes, just them talking. So obviously this does not account for every single last second. And this has caused fans to come up with hyperbolic theories like how Dragon Ball characters actually speak faster than normal, although I'm not sure how that actually makes sense. I understand that Dragon Ball fans go to great lengths to at least contort this 5 minutes and try to make any sense of it. But if we assume that talking faster is a legitimate thing that can happen, I guess that could be a possibility for beings like Goku and Frieza and even people like Gohan, Piccolo. But there's obviously quote-unquote normal people in this too, like for instance Bulma, Chi-Chi. Master Roshi is kind of normal-ish. There's also other normalish characters in there too. So are these characters speaking at incredibly fast speeds? Well, obviously not all of them could be. A person like Bulma is just a normal human and doesn't have any extraordinary abilities, so we cannot put this on her. So at the end of the day, guys, even when you add in the 2 extra minutes that Frieza gave to his prediction, it's seemingly impossible for all of this to have been taken place within 7 minutes if, of course, we're going by the restrictions of our universe and not the fictional one of Dragon Ball, in which a lot of things actually don't make sense but at the end of the day really don't matter. Although I will say that the 5 minutes is a bit more accurate than people give it credit for, because like I said before, the bulk of this material is just Goku and Frieza fighting, which easily can take place within 5 minutes. When you think about it, it's really the conversations that really mess all this up and make it the illogical mess that we see today. But anyway, guys, that was just a quick video on this 5-minute situation that I've had on my mind for a bit that I just wanted to get off my chest. But anyway, until next time, guys, I'm Blackenfist, and farewell.